Today we're going to talk about the Buffalo Sabres game where they played the San Jose Sharks today. The final score was 5-0, so let's lead with that fact. But I have got a comprehensive breakdown here of what happened throughout the game as it went on. And as always, I've got my trusty iPad here. You know, it's like my whiteboard version of, the hockey guy, so let's get into it. The start of the first period, Alex Lyon will be starting the game today, and he will be facing off against Alex Nedeljkovic. Alex Tuch also returns to the lineup for the Buffalo Sabres tonight. An early chance by Tyler Toffoli in alone on Lyon. Nice blocker save by Lyon. Sabres having trouble to get sustained pressure early on, and that was kind of a problem that they had throughout the game. It kind of turned to a point where they focused on a more defensive brand of hockey at a certain point, but it did not look super intentional right away. We've got Benson taking a few hits in the first two shifts. Nice job by San Jose breaking up the passing lanes. Lyon beats Celebrini to a bouncing puck, breaks up his opportunity. Big save on a 3-on-2 by Alex Lyon. Sorry, there's so much Alex Lyon that it was funny for a second. Good opportunity by Noah Oslin, but it goes off the side of the net. Several sticks littering the ice partway through the first period. Sam Carrick does a good job with a long-distance shot, but it gets deflected wide. Now remember the name Sam Carrick. And gosh, I hope it is Sam, because I'm pretty sure that Connor is retired. That shot did get deflected wide. Seeing Tage Thompson in the face-off dot this game, it kind of had me yearning for when Noah Oslin was his center and he was playing wing. It was just a little better. And right now I'm just bringing up the game log to make sure it is Sam Carrick, okay? Sam Carrick had 2 goals in this game. Was not one of the 3 stars of the game. Insane. Just a few too many bodies to get any meaningful shots on Nedeljkovic. It was just completely littered. There was a lot of blocked shots happening at this point. San Jose gets kicked out of the face-off dot in their own zone. Shots are 3-1 Sharks at 12 minutes. Great opportunity for Jack Quinn, and an even better chance by Jason Zucker hits the post. San Jose kicked out of defensive zone draw. Buffalo kicked out of the same draw. Hand pass stops play by the Sharks. Face-off goes back to Buffalo zone after a face-off. Gotta appreciate the in-arena music playing some Volbeat. Always love hearing some Volbeat in any capacity. High sticking on Alex Wenberg gives this game the first power play opportunity for Buffalo, and that is a 2-minute minor for high sticking once again. Buffalo goes on the power play. Let's see if they can get their first strong pressure of the game. Sharks playing a small box power penalty kill. Good first 45 seconds by both teams. Buffalo needs to attack that small box style. Huge opportunity for San Jose on a 2-on-1 on a poor change by Buffalo. Graf to Kiefer Sherwood. Quinn rifles one but can't beat Nedeljkovic. Sabres kicked out of the offensive zone draw. Nedeljkovic gets the puck down the ice to end the power play. Nice pass by Jack Quinn to find Bowen Byram, who sends it, but saved by Nedeljkovic. And Nedeljkovic in this first period was really strong. Celebrini in all alone, no call as Celebrini gets taken down by the pursuant Sabre. Ref you suck chance begin at 5 minutes. They replayed it, and Matthias Samuelsson did seem to get the puck. I'm not the people who make that call, so my condolences, I guess. San Jose is kicked out of the face-off in their own zone. Shots are 6-4 Sharks at 5 minutes in, or 5 minutes remaining. McLeod tries to pass two defenders and nearly does, but great defense by the Sharks. Penalty goes to Buffalo on Jason Zucker, this time for a high sticking, and that is a 2-minute minor. Celebrini nearly buries one, and that is Macklin Celebrini. I have not said his first name yet. Buries one after a Whoa. He did not bury one, but he did have a beautiful move, but great stop by Lyon. I do not know why I wrote buries one. The penalty ends. Oslin gets a steal and gets a shot on net, saved by Nedeljkovic. Zach Metza sends one in front and lays just above the crease, but nothing comes of it. Barclay Goudreau gets one out in front, but nothing comes of it. End of the first period. Shots are 7-5 in favor of the Sharks. A bit of sloppy play by Buffalo, but nothing that seems irredeemable. A lot of shot blocking by both teams. I believe the broadcast said 7 for San Jose and 4 for the Sabres. And at this point, the score is still 0-0. The start of the second period here. No sustained pressure early on. Krebs hit by a deflected puck as he was getting off the bench. There was a rip from distance, but it was stopped by Lyon. Lindy Ruff changing the lines around, and Benson was out there with Sam Carrick and Beck Malenstein. That was definitely a new look. But Carrick and Malenstein are two big bodies, and Benson is someone who just has an absolute engine and will keep going, even though he's, I believe, 5'8". So, you gotta love the under 5'9" players when they play such amazing brand of hockey. But Celebrini gets a good chance, but stopped by an active stick from Matthias Samuelsson. Shots are 9-5 Sharks in the period at this point. Penalty on Owen Power, a 2-minute minor for holding. Great active stick by Malenstein to stop Celebrini against the wall in the Sabres zone. McLeod steals the puck, but can't get to it quick enough for the breakaway. Even strength, penalty killed. Krebs is out there with Tuck and Thompson now, and that would remain so for the rest of the game. And he looked really solid up there with them. Sharks ring one off the post, completely beat Lyon, but no goal, and that shot was by Will Smith. One squeaks through Lyon's pad, but it trickles past the slot, and basically that angle is, it got in a little pocket right below the elbow, but right above the leg, and that's a very dangerous spot, and all goalies know that. But the way it hit, it curved out and crossed the line, never hitting anything and going in. Michael Misa gets a good chance to end the play, stopped by Lyon. Buffalo needs to tighten their skates. Looks like they are the team on a road trip. And immediately after I wrote that, Sabres score. It's Noah Oslin netting his 11th of the season. The initial shot bounces perfectly off a missed shot against the boards, straight to Oslin, a hockey alley-oop. Shots are now 10-6 for the Sharks, or in favor of the Sharks at 10:40. That was Buffalo's first shot of the period. Sabres score again. Sam Carrick on a cutesy drop pass from Dahlin rips it blocker side from the high circle. He gets his 7th of the season. And that is now the second shot of the period. Interesting little fact here. The shot was 77.7 miles per hour. It was his 3rd goal in his 7th game on the team, on the 7th credited shot on goal. Byram gets a good cross crease on the tape of Tage Thompson, but he is met by Nedeljkovic. That was not counted as a shot, though. Zucker met by defense, but hits a streaking Dahlin. Dahlin scores his 14th of the season. Score is now 3-0 Buffalo. Buffalo, and that is the ninth shot or the 8th shot. Buffalo's got some major life in their skates now. Shots are 11-9, Sharks at 7-11. Ref talking with both Sharks center and Buffalo at different moments about the same face-off. Great board work by Benson, but nothing comes of it. Great chance by Will Smith when a puck bounces out front, stopped by Lyon. Great defensive pressure by Buffalo. Rocket from the point, stopped by Lyon. Zach Metza looking sound defensively. Dmitry Orlov puts one on, but stopped by Lyon. Quinn gets a good pass to McLeod, but he holds a bit too long, looking for an outlet. Amazing save by Lyon. He had no idea where it was. He made the initial stop, but then it bounced all over his gear and landed right by his left leg pad, but he kept that leg pad strong on the ground and got about 2 more saves right there, and then the puck bounced out and it was cleared by a Buffalo player. Shock block by Zach Metza. Celebrini stopped by Lyon. End of second period. Shots corrected to 17-8. Buffalo scored on all 3 shots in the period that were credited. Sharks come out on the hunt, but then it's Tage Thompson who scores his 35th of the season on a 2-on-1, squeaks it through the pads of Nedeljkovic, and that is 4 goals on the last 4 shots, which means Nedeljkovic had not made a save to this point since the first period. Nedeljkovic started to slow the game down. Around this time, Zucker tries the same look-off shot that Tage had just scored, but Nedeljkovic squares up this time. Nedeljkovic gloves one from far away, just getting a feel for the puck. He looks a bit shaken at this point. Spelling Sharks names is rough. There are so many names that is like, there's Michael Misa, there was like Stapa, like Vinny Desharnais or Vincent Desharnais, Dmitry Orlov. Will Smith is like the easiest one. Shout out Will Smith for that. Puck gets to Kiefer Sherwood, sends it wide of the net. Apparently autocorrect hates the name Kiefer and wants to change it to the top German rank. Weird. Kaiser is a weird name to change it to, just saying. Shots are 17-10, Sharks at 14 minutes. Strong play by the Sabres to keep the puck into the zone. And again, we are in the third period at this point. Some scrappiness happening at the end of that possession to where Vinny Desharnais had to go to the bench because he had lost his helmet. And I believe that was off the hit of Alex Tuck. Alex Tuck did send him to the ice. I have no idea how he lost his helmet, though. Shot sent out front and bounces off the chest of an unsuspecting Lion. Always ready, though. And this was from a corner battle, so that was really unexpected. Refs need to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand. Great challenge by Lion on a shot from Adam Gaudette. Refs are letting them play at this point, literally almost back-to-back notes. A pretty nasty move by Beck Malenstein, followed by a pass to the slot where Carrick puts one on, but it was a save by Nedeljkovic, who is looking better at this point and more confident again. And then 3-on-2 stopped by Lyon. Lyon losing the puck a bit here. Penalty goes to Barclay Goudreau, slashing, 2-minute minor. At first I thought they were saying Goudreau, but it turns out that they were saying Goudreau. So, yeah. And basically what I'm saying there is like Frederick Goudreau, Johnny Goudreau, like G-U spelling, where Barclay is G-O-O. And we are close up of Krebs shows his mouth is bleeding and his face is bloody. It was crazy ridiculous. Nedeljkovic playing a bit more positionally sound now. Sound small box defense by the Sharks penalty kill. Great work by Lyon holding strong to his post on a shot. Long distance offsides. Face off will be in Sharks zone. Long distance shot by Stanley tips off Sharks, and then Sam Carrick scores his second of the game and 8th of the season. Shots are 23-15. Sabres win. Final score is 5-0. Alex Lyon receives his third shutout of the season, and the Sabres have back-to-back shutouts. First starting with the last game against Vegas and now against the Sharks. They've got 2 more games on this road trip, and the Anaheim Ducks and the Los Angeles Kings. My final feelings about this game is Buffalo looked sound defensively and capitalized on opportunities when they came. Sharks are the quicker, more skilled team, but the two-way game of Buffalo did well to tranquilize that. And it's cool to see Sabres playing this two-way brand of hockey that I've only heard of from past Buffalo teams. The past teams always kind of needed more skilled guys if they wanted to go on and win the Stanley Cup. In my opinion, that was always a major thing that they faced, was just needing some more offensive power. And it seems like this team does have that. Not saying this team's going to win the Stanley Cup. I sure hope, fingers crossed, that would be a crazy way to end a playoff drought like this. But that is it for the game. And this was a really good one to watch. It was, again, nice to see the Sabres scoring not at will, but at a certain point it definitely was at will. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.